Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, GamerK, and it is time for another Disney Villainous review. And seeing as this weekend is Mother's Day, and I've already reviewed Lady Tremaine, I thought no better way to start this holiday for all the good mothers out there by literally reviewing one of the worst Disney had to give us, and that is, from Tangled, Mother Gothel. And she was a part of the fourth expansion series for Disney Villainous, Perfectly Wretched, along with Pete and Cruella de Vil. So yes, we will be going over Mother Gothel's deck, her objective, and how to play as the villain herself. And yeah, this is going to be it for this Villainous set. Perfectly Wretched, fourth expansion to come out for Disney Villainous. Go buy it. And as always, we're going to start with their figure. And like I always say, I love the Disney Villainous villain game pieces. I love the gold and yellow of this one, obviously, to represent the flower that is basically Mother Gothel's treasure, technically. As we can see, it's kind of her dress, a little bit, I want to say, with the flower poking out of the top, and they got the little vine cords there with the sunny gold of the flower. And like I said, I really love how Disney Villainous went with these translucent colored plastic game pieces instead of just having like the character's face on a wooden tab. They went the extra mile with this, and they did so as well with the Marvel Villainous, but having them be like the solid color instead of the clear translucent. And I do love how that looks. I do love how that looks. And starting off, again, here is Mother Gothel's game board with that nice image of Mother Gothel, the very nice artistic art style. And I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I don't know if it's just seeing a lot of people doing cosplays of her, but for somehow, Mother Gothel is somewhat hot. Just throwing it out there as a little shtick. You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy. God damn it, her voice is fantastic. Like, the voice actress of Mother Gothel is fantastic. Mother Gothel's objective: start your turn with at least 10 trust. And as you can see, there's trust. I will get to that in a bit. So let's open up Mother Gothel's realm. And as to start, we have Rapunzel's tower. Got that nice in the distance shot of Rapunzel's tower. Very nice. We got the Snuggly Duckling, which I guess that's a pretty cool area to do. I mean, there's not really that many areas that Mother Gothel goes to in this game. We got the forest, which is basically that with that hidden passage to where the tower is. Very nice image. And then we have... Okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, we have the Kingdom of Corona. Not going to do any doom jokes because we're past it. Very nice board. Now, to start off, basically, normally I'd go through all the cards first, but first I'm going to go through Mother Gothel's objective. And her objective, first off, her gameplay is a little bit different than other villains. Well, that's kind of obvious because each villain plays differently. Mother Gothel starts with this Rapunzel tile right at Rapunzel's tower at the start of the game. And after each of her turns, Rapunzel will move one space over to Corona. Because obviously in the movie, she's trying to get to the kingdom in order to see the lights or the stars. But here's the get-go. Throughout the game, Mother Gothel will need to gain trust in order to make Rapunzel, feel okay with her, which trusting her more by making Flynn look like the villain, like she did in the end of the game, in the movie. Now, trust is in the form of the power tokens that will be taken out of supply. Every time a card allows Mother Gothel to gain trust, I'm just going to move the board. To gain trust, she will take a power token on the supply and basically place it on her character portrait. This indicates how much power, how much trust she has during the game. Now, once a power token becomes trust, it cannot be used to pay for a card. Sorry, getting over a bit of a cold. Can no longer be used as power to pay for cards. It is simply used as trust for her endgame. So you will have to constantly, while gaining trust, you will have to constantly gain power as well. So, once you get 10 trust, and at the start of your turn, at the start of your next turn, if you still have 10 trust, you win the game. Now, here's a little trick thing. Because of Rapunzel's ability, which I will get to it when we review her. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? Normally when I do a villain that has a princess in the deck, I go over the princess first. But considering this is a tile and it's not really a card, I'm going to bend the rules a little bit. So there is that nice, beautiful image of Rapunzel with her hair hanging down. I do love the image they went with. At the end of Mother Gothel's turn, move Rapunzel one location toward Corona. If Rapunzel is already in Corona, Mother Gothel loses one trust. When Rapunzel is defeated, move her to the tower. And she's got a strength of 4, so you're going to need a bulky character in order to defeat her. So yeah, anytime during the game Rapunzel is defeated during a vanquish action, she is just immediately returned to Rapunzel's tower. Because because again, Rapunzel is basically Mother Gothel's motivation for completing the game. So yeah, every time at the end turn she's at Corona, you will be returning one trust back to the supply. Which I gotta admit, this is a pretty cool objective, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's one of those objectives that would kind of work well with Frollo in a way, if he ever gets to be a member of the Villainous Club. Anyway, let's start going over Mother Gothel's villain deck. And I will admit, whereas a lot of villains focus more on having allies or having items or special ability or effects, Mother Gothel's deck is pretty effect heavy, but with a good balance of a couple items and some allies, to be honest. Now, to start off, as always, with the back of the card art. Let's see if this can focus. There we go. I do like the kind of brownish, dirty brown that they went with Mother Gothel's card, and I do love every single back card art that they do. There's Mother Gothel's hood at the top with her basket, with the tower going straight down, with the paper lanterns at the sides radiating the light, and at the bottom is the crown. And here, any Mother Gothel fans out there who wanted a sick-ass tattoo design, yeah, I do this with all the villains because everyone's got a favorite villain somewhere. So, there you go. Now, as always, I start with the condition cards for Disney Villainous. And again, condition cards are basically the trap cards of the game, where they're played in your hand during an opponent's turn, where, you know, when conditions are met, you may get a benefit. So to start off, you get 2 copies of Duplicity, and there is old Mother Gothel with the lantern looking at the flower. I gotta admit, they did a pretty good job with the flower game piece. I can't get enough of it. During their turn, if another player defeats a hero with 3 strength or more, you may play Duplicity. Defeat a hero with 3 strength or less. And you get 2 copies of that. Next is your second condition card, which is Egomania, which is Mother Gothel with looking herself in the mirror. Damn. During their turn, if another player moves an ally or an item, you may play Egomania. Move Rapunzel to Rapunzel's tower. So this is another good way if your opponent has demands like to move characters around. This is a good card to use in order to get her far back to the tower. I would advise using it when she's like 1 space away, like almost like when she's right towards the forest. Definitely use this card when you can. That way, it's easier. It's easier to maintain. And then we're going to the effect cards, and boy, does she have a lot of effects. We got 2 copies of Let Down Your Hair. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's stupid. And I do like this cool artwork of Mother Gothel going up the hair. If Rapunzel is at Rapunzel's tower, gain 1 trust. Otherwise, move Rapunzel up to 2 locations toward the tower. So again, start of the game, pretty good way to get trust really quick. And if she's farther away, again, good way to get her back. So it's kind of like a back and forth kind of gameplay for Mother Gothel in order to keep Rapunzel away from Corona, but at the same time, there are cards that benefit that. And I do like the manipulation. Because like the set says, it's perfectly wretched. And her scheme is perfectly wretched in and of itself. And next we get 1 copy of Revenge. There she is with the basically showing the 2 redhead dudes. I can't remember their name. I know they're in this deck, but I just can't remember their names at this point. Showing them the wanted poster of Eugene. Seriously, they cannot get his nose right to save his life. Perform a vanquish action. If you defeat a hero other than Rapunzel, gain 1 trust. So basically, this is getting... So basically, again, defeating Flynn Rider in a way. So, Mother Gothel looks like the hero. Next up, we get 2 copies of Now I'm the Bad Guy. And it's that really grim image of Mother Gothel with the chains. Move Rapunzel to Rapunzel's tower and lose 1 trust. Now, this may be a 0-cost card, but you do lose 1 point of trust. But it does get Rapunzel to the tower again, so allowing you to use other abilities. So yeah, sometimes you have to be cruel in order to get your objective. Okay, here we go. Now we got 2 copies of Misdirection, and it's that really cool image of Flynn being escorted by the guards. Move Rapunzel 1 location toward Corona, but you gain 1 trust. This is basically, again, when she kind of places the seed of doubt in Flynn, and now that he's arrested, she goes closer to Corona to achieve her goal, but she's giving Mother Gothel a little bit extra trust. So once again, you kind of manipulate her going towards Corona, but it benefits you near the end. And then we have 2 copies of, yeah, there's a lot of double copies for a lot of Mother Gothel's cards. Of What Once Was Mine, with that really nice effect image of the flower as she's singing the song to return her youth. Choose a card from your discard pile and put it into your hand. So again, basically a recycle card. Every villain's got one. And then we get 2 copies of Mother Knows Best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world. I can't sing to save my fucking life. I really can't. 2 copies of this. At the end of the turn, do not remove Rapunzel. So yeah, it kind of costs for Rapunzel not to move, but this way you can get an extra turn to strategize. Next, we got 2 copies. Again, all the effects are 2 copies. We got 2 copies of I Love You Most. I do freaking love that she is kissing her hair. And I do love the cynical nature of it. I think it's creepy, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. And this image alone basically just says Mother Gothel's, her motivation. If Mother Gothel and Rapunzel are at the same location, gain 1 trust. If Mother Gothel and Rapunzel are at the Rapunzel's tower, gain additional trust. So again, a good way of using either Mother Knows Best or Now I'm the Bad Guy in order to basically manipulate Rapunzel. Really great strategy and really good paying attention to the basics of the movie and making a full deck about it. I do love it. And now we have the item cards, which Mother Gothel doesn't have that many. She's got only 3 items. One is the knife. So there's that little dark box with her manipulative knife. Why do all you female villains have a knife with you? Seriously. When knife is played, attach it to an ally. It gets +2 strength. When that ally is used to defeat Rapunzel, gain 1 trust. Now, this is pretty malicious on Mother Gothel's part. Again, giving the villains the knife in order to make them look more threatening to Rapunzel so that when she saves them, yeah, she gains more trust. So, I do like that. Then we got 1 copy of the crown, and there it is, with the crown basically in Flynn's bag. When a hero is defeated at this location, either gain 2 power, or you discard the crown to gain 1 trust. And I do like that. So either Mother Gothel is gaining extra power for a later game, or you can get rid of it to gain the trust that you need after defeating a hero. So again, making the heroes look like the villains in order to make herself look like the savior. And I do love that they took the time to kind of consider the character of Mother Gothel in this movie to make these cards. I do love it. Speaking of which, we get 1 copy of the hairbrush, and there it is as she's brushing the hair with... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. This image looks very threatening. Just the way she's holding the brush, it's pretty ingenious. When hairbrush is played or moved to Rapunzel's location, gain 1 trust. And then we have the allies, which she's got a lot of allies, shockingly. We get 2 copies of the Royal Rider. And there we have the 2 henchmen who are hunting down Flynn. When performing a vanquish action, Royal Rider may be used to defeat a hero at an adjacent location. So, you know, basic thing. If he's at the Snuggling Duckling, he can be used. If he's at the Snuggling Duckling, he can be used to defeat anyone at Rapunzel's Tower, or the Forest, or at the Snuggling Duckling. Yeah. Basic stuff. And then we have, like, holy crap, 5 copies of the Royal Guard. Whoop. Dropped one. And I get that Mother Gothel uses these characters to kind of manipulate on Flynn to make him look like the villain in this, and I do enjoy that. They're basically mindless pawns without magic. Finally, when Royal Guard is moved, you may move a hero from Royal Guard's previous location to his new location. So again, this is another way of getting your open space, top row open up, and at the same time getting Rapunzel back to the tower. And then we got 1 copy each of, and these 2 are basically the same characters. So we got 1 copy each of Patchy Stabbington and Sideburn Stabbington. Seriously, this is their names. And they're basically the same character. 3 cost, 5 power, and same ability. When the Stabbington brothers are played to Rapunzel's location, you may move Rapunzel to Rapunzel's tower. So basically, ruffians. Yeah. And then we have the Fate deck, which, there we go again. Same image, just white background. We have, starting with the effects, because again, there's not that much in terms of the Fate deck. So we got 3 copies of Everyone Has a Dream, and I love this image of all the supposed thugs at the Duckling. Mother Gothel loses 1 trust. I do love this image, and sorry for the shadow. Ah, there we go. I do love this image a lot. I really, really do. It's so wholesome. It's so ridiculous, but at the same time, it's so Disney. Then we have 2 copies of, and you might want to hide a little bit from, Aging. That is a wicked image of Mother Gothel's age catching up to her. Basically, any woman without Maybelline. Okay, yeah, maybe that joke was a little too far. Discard an ally or item with a cost of 2 or less from Mother Gothel's realm. Yeah, so basically getting rid of the riders and the guards and all her items. And then we have, let's see, how many copies? There's, 2 copies of Floating Lights. And this is a beautiful imagery of that one moment with the boats on the water, with the paper lanterns just flowing into the air. Move Rapunzel to Corona. I'm mad that they did not have a card called At Last I See the Light. I am so mad they didn't incorporate that into a card. Like, have it, Mother Gothel loses to trust if Rapunzel's in Corona. But if Flynn Rider is also in the realm, Mother Gothel discards a card as well. Like, do something like that. And I'm happy that this is in the game, but this is a big freaking joke. It's a fun joke nonetheless. We get 1 copy of the Frying Pan. My mother God. When Frying Pan is played, attach it to a hero. That hero gets +1 strength. Yep. And then we have 1 copy of all the heroes that are also in the deck. For example, Shorty. Is it bad that I kind of saw a dude exactly like this in downtown Las Vegas once? Definitely not the highlight of the trip. If Shorty is played to Mother Gothel's location, you may move Mother Gothel to any location. So basically this gets her away from Rapunzel as fast as possible. Okay, and we have 1 copy of Ulf, the stupid mime. I don't know why. Allies may not be moved from Ulf's location. Oh, yeah, because in this game, you have to move the characters and items one by one by one, whereas in Marvel, you can kind of just move them around anywhere. Next, we have Hook Hand. When Hook Hand is played, Mother Gothel discards a random card from her hand. Ha! Hand pun. Also, I'm just going to point it out. Shrek did Hook playing the piano way before this movie did. Just pointing out there. And then we get 1 copy of the King and Queen. Yep, because they had to put them on the exact same goddamn card. That's a pretty good image of them. If Queen and King are played to Rapunzel's location, Mother Gothel loses 1 trust. Okay. Then we have 1 copy of everyone's favorite white noble steed. I'm talking about the horse from Road to El Dorado. I mean, donkey. I mean, Maximus. Yep. Still threatening people with that knife. When Maximus is played, you may move a royal rider at his location to any other location. So basically, Maximus telling the other horses to get the out of Dodge, my friend. And then we get 1 copy of, quite honestly, one of my favorite companions from Disney in recent years, or a good number of years. We have Pascal. And I just love this irritated look on his face. I just love it. When Rapunzel moves to Pascal's location, move her 1 location toward Corona. Pascal, you're really helping. And finally, we have the star of the movie. We have the hero. We have the absolute genius that is Eugene Fitzherbert, or for those who know and love him, Flynn Rider. And there's that goddamn smolder. Oh my God, they included the smolder. They included the smolder. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Why would... Oh, wait, that was at the end of the movie, so Mother Gothel wouldn't have seen it. I would have loved to see a card where... you know what? He already says he has a thing for brunettes. I'm just saying. Actually, you know what? Yeah, why isn't the part of her hair that got cut a card? That could easily be used for Mother Gothel to gain more trust. When When Flynn Rider is played, Mother Gothel loses 2 trust. When Flynn Rider is defeated, Mother Gothel gains 2 trust. Which makes sense, because if it wasn't for Flynn, Rapunzel would still be in the tower. So that makes sense. Since he comes into the board, she loses some trust, and now that he's been seen as the villain, she gains trust. And of course, going back, there is Rapunzel's tile, and it's just a double-sided tile. One of the best princesses ever. Literally. And I'm just going to put her back in that tower. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it for Disney's Villainous Guide of Mother Gothel from A Perfectly Wretched Expansion. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this video. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the great mothers out there. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And join me next week, ladies and gentlemen, where I will be doing a very retro game where it's time to duel in a chess match, technically. This is GamerK, logging out.